Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Ramadan is literally right around the corner. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about how to plan for Ramadan. Why this topic? Well, I feel like we get so busy in living our lives and so many things occupy our minds and we just sometimes lose focus of our religion. We lose focus and we lose sight of Allah, and Ramadan just sort of, brings us all back together to our roots. And it's just a perfect reminder to help us remember what actually matters. And also the fact that Ramadan always comes in our lives when we need it the most. Whenever Ramadan approaches us, yes, there is a little bit of anxiety for it, especially in the first few days. But there is also a lot of excitement, a lot of things that are pent up in you. Throughout these 365 days, we gather so much inside ourselves, we hold on to so many things that it just feels like a relief that, okay, Ramadan is coming. And you just want to, lay all of your burdens down in front of God. You just feel closer to Him. Personally, I feel like as if I have this so much baggage on me, and as soon as Ramadan comes, I feel extremely light. I think that it goes for every Muslim out there, because Ramadan is equally welcomed in every home, in every heart of a Muslim. But back to the point, why this is specific topic, why plan for Ramadan? So we obviously plan for everything. You're going on a trip, you plan for it. You have a party, you plan for it. Every single thing that we do in life, you are planning for it. So why don't we plan for this month? Planning has different stages. Some people plan their surroundings and some people plan out the food. But besides all that, we should also focus on the spiritual aspect. Yes, Ramadan is here to motivate us, to uplift us spiritually, but at the same time, we should also prepare for it so that when we actually go into Ramadan, our hearts and minds and soul are actually full to the brim so that we can absorb more of the blessings of Ramadan. So the number one thing that I want to talk about is making up your fasts. So if you're a man or a woman, if you have some leftover fasts from last year, you should make them up. There is still some time left. Don't ignore them. Allah has given us so much freedom and He has provided us with so much ease that we shouldn't take that for granted, Just make sure to make up your fast that you were unable to keep in the last year, and that way you will be able to start off with a clean slate. One more thing that I love about Ramadan is the fact that you get such a wholesome feeling of camaraderie. Wherever there are Muslims in the world, you know that they are fasting. So it just gives you such a warm feeling of community and unison. And I can't explain it honestly, that feeling, because it's like everybody is in this together. Everybody's doing it and everybody's trying their level best. So it's the most beautiful time of the year for us, and also it's the most beautiful feeling ever. And especially if you live in areas where there is a big community of Muslims, the feeling is indescribable, because you know that whenever you see a person and they are a Muslim, you know that they are fasting. And seeing a group of people like that is so wholesome. And it's like we all come together and we all are trying our level best to be closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's just such a beautiful feeling. Number two is make goals and write them down, because according to some studies, you are more likely to complete your goals if you have written them down. If you just make a list in your head, then chances are you might forget about them. But if you actually write those down, chances are you might end up doing those things. So personally, it always works, because when I make a physical to-do list, I always make it a point to do those things. And when I just keep things in my head, 50% of the time I forget about them. I forget what I had to do. And also writing things down actually make you feel accountable of what? I don't know, but it somehow makes you feel accountable and you're like, okay, I have to do these things because I have written them down. And just putting those in your head and keeping those in your head, it doesn't work. Small things, big things, it doesn't matter. Just write it down. To give you some examples, maybe write down you have to read more Quran this Ramadan. Maybe you want to read more of the translation. Maybe you want to understand it better by reading the commentary. Maybe you want to read some other Islamic books. Or maybe you want to do some extra prayers. Who knows? Whatever it is, you know it better. Just write it down and put it up where you can see it every single day. Number three is meal planning, or maybe make a list of things that you want to make. thinking of what you have to make actually takes up more time than actual cooking. It's my experience. Like I have to think about it real hard. And whenever I make a list of things that I want to make, I get done with cooking so quickly. And also the fact that Ramadan has sort of become this month where everybody focuses on food, especially in Desi communities. We always think about food, and when we invite other people for iftar parties and stuff, tables are just literally filled with food. So this Ramadan, let's try to be more conscious of what we are doing, especially with our foods. Always try to keep the people of Palestine in your prayers and remember what they are going through. It's gonna be the hardest Ramadan for them this year because literally everybody is starving right now. So just imagine what they're going to do during Ramadan. We are so blessed to be healthy and happy and content and safe in our homes, and to be able to observe Ramadan with such excitement and with such planning. But always remember the people of Palestine in your prayers because they are going through the worst. Also, let's not make Ramadan a month where we gain weight. Let's make it a month where we actually lose weight. Not that it's the actual aim of Ramadan, but it's just a side benefit of it. But oftentimes, especially in Desi families, people end up gaining weight as opposed to losing it. And lastly, let's make it a point to memorize some new du'as and maybe some new surahs. So I am planning on memorizing Surah Mulk. So Surah Mulk we recited before going to bed, but oftentimes it happens that because I haven't memorized it, I feel lazy to open up the Quran or maybe my phone to recite it. You can also put on the recitation on YouTube, but it's just like I feel lazy. If we memorize it, then we will be able to easily recite it before going to bed, which will solve the entire issue. Surah Mulk has actually got 30 ayahs or 30 verses in it. So how about we dedicate one day for one ayah? That way, by the time Ramadan ends, we will be done with the entire surah. Besides all of that, I am actually excited for this year's Yaqeen Institute's series, Ramadan series. I think this year's theme is sort of why me, or along those lines. And it has come at such a perfect time because with what's going on in Palestine, I always question why them. And I'm excited to see what Umar Suleiman has to say on this topic. And also whenever we go through hardships, we always question why me, no matter how big or small that hardship is. So there is this one series by the title Quranic Gems or Gems from the Quran or something along those lines. I will leave the link in the description, inshallah. It's by Ustad Nauman Ali Khan, and he basically takes one ayah or one verse from the entire juz. For the series goes on for 30 days, so he picks up one verse from a juz and explains it. So it makes it easier for you to implement the learnings of that verse in your life for one specific day and obviously continue it. He has explained things so nicely, so it's obviously such a good series. So I will recommend that. And each video is not more than 5 to 6 minutes, so it's a pretty short video as well. Next series that I would recommend is again by Nauman Ali Khan, and it is basically where he has again a 30-day series, I think, and it's basically the explanation and commentary on surahs. So he has taken up I think 30 surahs and explained the meanings, or he has provided sort of a summary of those surahs, and he has done it so beautifully that you feel completely immersed in the video. I am thinking of rewatching those videos because you need those reminders. You need to have an in-depth understanding of the surahs and obviously whatever you read in the Quran, because you need to go through them again and again because we forget about it all the time. We listen, we implement, and then like that it's gone. So let's try to become better versions of ourselves this Ramadan, inshallah. May Allah help us. With that note, we have come to the end of this video. If you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please make sure to do so. I'll leave the links to my socials in the description of this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video, inshallah. Till then, take care. God bless you. Assalamu alaikum. Bye.